Can I be honest about something? Like, really honest. Okay. Ocarina of Time isn't as good as a lot of people think it is. Calm down. Hey, you. Yeah, the one with the Five Nights at Freddy's shirt. Put down the pitchfork and the pudding cup. Good. Anyways, I'm not trying to say that it's a bad game. Just that you might remember it differently than it actually is. It's over 20 years old at this point, and hey, it's whatever, it's okay. Hey everyone, this was Retro Cthulhu, and welcome to Ocarina of Time, a 5-minute review. I have a lot of memories of this game. I was one of the people that didn't play the original N64 version first, but I started with the 3DS remake, and let me just say, it might be one of my favorite gaming memories ever. Going to Lon Lon Ranch for the first time, or feeling the dread when you go into the Shadow Temple after just watching Sheik get bodied by a shadow, it left just a fantastic taste in my mouth after beating the game that I can only describe as pure bliss. But let's be honest, the game isn't perfect. Hey, put down the pitchfork! The game has flaws, and that's okay. I just recently replayed the full game over on my other channel that I have with my friend Drew, and if you want to go watch our series on it, then you can click on the box right here, I guess. I was so hyped to be able to start up our new channel with a game that I loved, and even thought it was tied for one of my favorite games. But yeah, it wasn't as good as the time as I thought. While I still enjoyed the story and the themes, the gameplay itself kept creeping up, trying to be my 13th reason. And may I just say, it was not as fun as I remember. Let's start with the great things about this, so maybe a few of you will forgive me. The story is amazing, and I think it is tied for my favorite story in a game ever. The first one being probably Final Fantasy VII. There are so many characters in Ocarina of Time that makes the adventure so interesting. How many of you remember the first time you saw Ganondorf? Before this moment, we had never seen him in human form, and then seeing him like this made him so much more scary and real to us. A word about Malon, that cute little redhead that everyone wanted to have a relationship with in the game. Or even Impa. The few times we see her, she makes an amazing impact on the story, showing how crucial it was to save the princess and the world itself. There is almost no issues that I have with the story other than this stupid chicken, and the game is all the better for it. When you think of greatest video game music ever, there's a big chance that Ocarina of Time soundtrack is one of the first ones you think of. And there's fantastic reasons for that. Every single note in this game is just mwah. It feels like pure bliss, and if you know anything about gaming music, then you know this when you hear it. It's even the birthplace of some of the songs that we think of as staples in the Zelda franchise today, including my favorite, Zelda's Lullaby. Okay, so now let's talk about the things I dislike. Dude, really, put down the pitchfork, I'm not going to ask again. Like I'm in the middle of something here. Thank you. Where was I? Yeah. Parts of this game suck, and no, not just the water temple. Let's start with how much this game holds your hand during every part of the story. Hey, just finished the section? Go here, dummy! I kinda want to explore. No, Daddy Nintendo says we go this way, now! That's not saying that you can't explore if you want, but that's the other thing. Where are you gonna explore? This world is kind of empty. It feels like there's nothing to do. Hyrule Field literally feels like nothing more than a waste of time just to go from one place to another. Like what, maybe you find a couple of stall children if you leave the path? Or those few Poes that you can find. It's just so boring. I get it, they had to work within the hardware limits, but that doesn't make me enjoy walking from one side of the map to the other anymore. What about how stupid some of the side quests are? Like the mask trading quest where you buy a mask, sell it, buy a new one, repeat. And that's it. It's not like it really does a good job of helping you know who the mask is for. leaving the player to wander around and talk to every single NPC until they get lucky and find the one that wants the mask. And you don't really get anything worthwhile. I mean, I guess you get the Mask of Truth. Yay. It's just underwhelming. Same goes with the golden Skatulas. After you find like 50 of them, there's really no reason to get any more, because you don't get anything worth your time spent. It's just a bunch of little golden turds at the end of the day that don't really do anything for you. And just, it's not fun to do those quests. Not anymore. Maybe the first time you played the game, yeah, it was fun to wander around the map looking for these things, and it's so amazing. But that's the thing, it was amazing 20 years ago. It's not anymore. The charm of this game lies in the nostalgia of it, and that's the thing. Sometimes going back to something that gave you so much nostalgia just makes you realize how much you've both grown. And this game didn't age as well as I had hoped. Like, okay, I know I've been a little bit harsh on this game, but it's only because of how much I remember loving it. Remembering the first time I opened the game or heard the main theme for the first time, it's just, it still gives me goosebumps. Or seeing Ganon on his horse after finding the 3 stones, it's so cool. There is a ton to love about this game, but I honestly don't even think it's in my top 5 Zelda games. And as far as the 3D Zelda games go, I honestly think it's aged the poorest. And until we get a full remake and not just a remaster, that will stay as my least favorite 3D Zelda game. That's a good thing though. Even though I find this game to be a bit of a chore to play, I still love it. And I have some of my favorite gaming memories with it. It has that little bit of Nintendo polish that just makes it magical. And when I say this is my least favorite Zelda game, but I still love it, I would say that this series is doing something pretty well. If you haven't played it, and have been pushing it back, waiting on it, just play it. Like, really, do it. You'll most likely love it, and all the adventures that you have with that annoying fairy, and that small Ocarina of Time.